Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Thursday, May 30th, 2019. The NBA Finals begin today, and we have a number of baseball games. So, as per usual, let's start with the review and then get to today's games. But first, also want to cover this story. It broke yesterday, May 29th. And the news is today that Nick Foles is now returning to practice with the Jaguars. His wife reportedly had a miscarriage. There's something interesting about this story. Today is Nick Foles' 131st day of his age. As we know, Super Bowl championship, they both equal 131. Special number in there in the NFL. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. But with regards to the news breaking yesterday, May 29th, that's the 149th day of the year. Nick Foles, 149. That's the 35th prime. He won his Super Bowl on the 35th day of the year, beating Tom Brady. Tom Brady, Mr. 35. So, going to keep this story in mind. I'm going to look at it more. I just caught wind of it. But, you know, the Jaguars are one of those teams that could have a bounce-back year. They were the most dominant team in the AFC 2 years ago. And if it wasn't scripted, the Patriots certainly wouldn't have been in Super Bowl 52. But and consider that was the year that Nick Foles won the Super Bowl, the year the Jaguars lost in the AFC Championship, and the very scripted outcome. So with regards to review, we'll do baseball first, and then we'll look at the Stanley Cup playoff game. The majority of the money was on Boston last night, and the Blues ended up winning it. But yesterday, baseball, it was a 28-date numerology, and that is not – what did they got here in the standings? Uh-oh, ESPN's not going to start messing with their page again, are they? And not – hold up. I am pretty sure the Pirates picked up their 28th. I could be mistaken. Caller?
Another 3-1 day yesterday.
Okay, good work. What's going on?
Only thing that didn't come through was the Mariners, but they got stuck on 24 against Texas, of course.
Yeah, Texas is 24. That's true.
All the Mariners haters, you guys have to like learn how to watch baseball. You know, the Mets, when they went to the World Series in 2015, after June, they were like 40-40. So all the people talking about, oh, the Mariners aren't going to do this. The Mariners have 33 losses, 34 losses, dude. They can go on a 10-1 streak any day.
Yeah, it's a lot of baseball left. I mean, baseball can completely change.
Yeah, these guys don't know. These guys are – they watch.
Well, they're trolling, and, you know, it's the same type of idiotic stuff. You know, people crying when their team's down in the third quarter by 15, thinking the game's over, and so.
Yo, did you see the Cubs game yet? I mean, did you see the Dodgers game?
I know they made a big comeback. I know they made a big comeback.
The comeback was 8-9, like Los Angeles Dodgers.
89 is a big number in Los Angeles, yeah.
Yeah, Cody Bellinger, he hits in the double to tie the game at 88, and then they double it and let him bring it in. Yeah, it's definitely something around him for sure.
So did Bellinger get a home run yesterday?
You said what?
Did he get a home run yesterday?
No,
he didn't. Okay.
But he got the game-winning double. I mean, the game-winning double to tie it 8-8. You know, that big Dodgers number. And then he was the winning run, so he didn't actually get the hit, but he touched the plate for the winning run to make it 8-9. Yeah, but you should skip that review, dude, because you should look at this Miami game. It comes on like 30, 40 minutes.
Today's games, I thought they started at 10:05. Or I'm on the West Coast. Miami starts in 1 hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do like Miami. They can get that 20th win today and their 47th home win on a 47 date over the Giants.
Yeah. I do like Miami too, but the line is kind of minus 105. So
okay, but yeah, I do like the Marlins. So I'll do the review real quick, and then we'll get to today's games. So there's time. All right, see you. Yeah, just today's date numerology is 20. Marlins can pick up the 20th win. They can get the 47th home win against the Giants. Today's 47 date as well. But real quick review yesterday. The Pirates, I was thinking at least yesterday, the Pirates would get their 28th loss on the 28-date numerology, and the Reds would become 4-6 against the Pirates for the season on a 46-date. The numbers were there, but the riddle didn't come through. Did like the Yankees to pick up the 36th win over the Padres. Padres 36, and we talked about how they very well could lose today and get that 20th loss on the 20-date numerology. They're also going to have a shot at their 20th home win, so we'll look more at that. The Angels and the Athletics, the only thing we noticed was the Athletics were on 29 wins, the Angels were on 29 losses, and the game was on the 29th. The numerology of 29 is 11. The game went to the 11th inning. So sometimes you just got to pay attention to the day of the month. The 29 stayed on the 29th. The Rangers thought they'd pick up that 19th loss in Seattle. Seattle's 19. Didn't happen. The Indians, they could have got their 28th win or 28th loss yesterday on the 28-date numerology. I got to go to my notes real quick. There was one, I know that I favored the Red Sox in this game, which obviously I was wrong about. What was the reason I favored the Red Sox? Oh, it was that the Red Sox were on 26 losses. And I was thinking they could stay there to face the Yankees because Yankees is 26. So instead, they stayed on 29 wins on the 29th, meaning today they could pick up that 30th win on the 30th. So that was the flawed thought there. We did like the Tigers to win. We had the overlap number with 39, Tigers 39, Orioles 39. Orioles picked up that 39th loss. Also, we had 73-date numerology, the 21st prime. Tigers got the 21st win. Orioles got the 21st home loss. We like the Phillies to give the Cardinals their 28th loss. They did on the 28th date. We like the Rays to get it done. Snell, the pitcher for the Rays, had a good alignment for the win versus Toronto. Blue Jays also stayed on 21 wins on the 73 date, the 21st prime. The Marlins could pick up their 46th home win against the Giants on the 46th date. They did, and they kept the Giants at 21 wins on the 73 date. Thought the Nationals were going to lose yesterday. They would have picked up that loss all-time against the Braves. That was the 73rd prime. That didn't come through. Did like the Cubs to beat the Astros. They got their 31st win in Houston. Houston 31. Astros stayed on 37 against Chicago. Chicago 37. So that was there. The best riddle going in this game was the Royals to pick up their 37th loss against Chicago. Chicago 37, they did. Again, the Royals were one of those teams that could have become 8-19 yesterday, but we talked about how that's the prime number pairing that hasn't been working out, and it didn't work out again. Rockies did give the Diamondbacks a 28-28 record. They could have also picked up their 28th loss, but we pointed out that on the date numerology, teams that can get the win and loss to correspond with the date numerology, that had been a perfect pattern, so that continued. Diamondbacks 28-28. And we like the Dodgers to beat the Mets. They did it in comeback fashion, picking up the 21st home win on the 73 date. So all in all, it wasn't a bad day. I looked at it early in the day. The early games didn't come through, and I was like, oh, no, don't do this to me. Let's not have a bad day here. But it ended up being a pretty good day. So what was it 0-1, 1-1? Didn't really make a call on this game, but we were looking at those 29s. Wrong about this one, 1-2. Wrong about this one, 1-3. Right here, 2-3, 3-3, 4-3, 5-3, 5-4, 6-4, 7-4. We were leaning this way, but we didn't make a call. 8-4. So 8-4, not a bad day. 2 out of 3 average. But in the NHL, I said I would lay off and hope that the Bruins won last night. They weren't a great payout. We talked about how the 83 riddle could go either way. The Blues could become 8-3 away, or the Bruins could become 8-3 at home. It's been 83 years since a team won 3 championships, or a city won 3 championships in a single year's time. The Blues were 0-13 in Stanley Cup Finals last night. In their 14th game, they broke the streak. And so often streaks will go to 14, but remember, when you flip the alphabetic order around, end is also 13. It almost always goes to 14, though. So they ended the streak in the 14th game at 13 consecutive losses. They're now 1-13 in the Stanley Cup Finals, old 1-1-3. About 75% of the money was on the Bruins. And remember the strategy. That's why I always link the pregame. If you see the money is lopsided to one way, like the 75% range, I would always take the other team to cover, because even if the Bruins won, it would have been likely that they would have only won by a goal last night and not broke the 1.5 goal margin. So if you used the pregame and saw the money was lopsided, you might have taken the Blues to cover. Always check that. I suggest doing that with all these playoff series games. So when the money's one way, I mean, it's almost better even than Gematria when the money's lopsided in these playoff games. If you just go the opposite way of the money, you're going to be a winner a lot more often than not. So use that pregame link. And again, pregame, when you come here, you got to scan. You can change the date here. So I'm looking at May 29th. The not a lot of money was bet. There's never a lot of money bet on these hockey games, but 73% on Boston. So about 3/4 of the money. Okay, that said, let's get to today's games. We'll do the baseball first, and then we'll do the game 1 of the NBA Finals. Baseball starts first, so we'll go in that order. Cardinals, Phillies. Here, let me get my notes up here and zoom them in so everyone can read them. Let's see. Let me zoom it in one more time. Okay, it should be big enough for everybody. Okay, so the Phillies, this series has been following the date numerology. The problem is the date numerology pattern broke today. Yesterday was 28 in this method. Today, because it's May 30th, instead of it going up to 29, it drops to 20. So the primary date numerology today is 74, 47, 20. We have the lesser date method of 54, big baseball number. The only number on the board that I see is the Phillies are on 20 home wins. Let me scroll down to my baseball notes here. Okay, so here's all the things that stand out. The pitcher for the Cardinals, Dakota Hudson, he's 7-4 for his career and 3-3 for the season. 74-33. We see that come together a lot. Today has 74 and 47 date numerology. St. Louis equals 47 and 74. If Hudson could win today, he could become 4-3. St. Louis does equal 43 as well. The pitcher for the Phillies is at 20 career wins. If he didn't win today, he'd stay on 20 wins on the 20 date numerology, just like his team could stay on 20 home wins with a loss. The Phillies are 4-1 versus the Cardinals this year. They're 2-0 at home. It is the 30th of the month. If they won, they'd be 3-0 at home versus the Cardinals on the 30th. The Cardinals are going to play the Cubs in their next series. Cubs does equal 27. The question is, do they pick up that 27th win against the Cubs, or do they go into the series on 27 wins? And it does happen a lot where a team goes in, but obviously not always. For example, the Red Sox yesterday lost, breaking up that potential riddle with the Yankees. One thing that does stand out is if the Phillies lost today, they'd stay at 33 wins on the 74 date. A lot of 33 and 74 get paired together. But all in all, I'm not crazy about this game. Just because no one can pick up a number that goes with the date numerology. They can only stay on it. I do think the Cardinals have a shot today. But there's better games on the board. The Giants and the Marlins. Again, the Marlins, the last 2 days, they picked up their 45th home win against the Giants on the 45 date, the 46th win on the 46th date. What's up, man?
This is the 55th game for the Cardinals. 55 is the 10th, 5th, and 19th.
It's their 56th game. Wait, hold on. No, you're right. It is the 55th game. Okay, so 55, I see where you're going. 55-10, gotcha.
Yep. And then yesterday, remember I told you about the Dodgers? Me and you was on the same page?
Uh-huh.
Los Angeles, CA equals 67. So they walked in with the 19 losses. So they stayed on 19.
Okay.
The 67 is the 19th spot.
All right.
But yeah, I like the Phillies today with the 55-10.
The Cardinals staying on 10 away wins.
Yeah, and then that gives us that gives you that 119. All CNI, Philadelphia, all that shit.
So. Where do you see the 119 at?
10 and 19.
Wait, they'd be 10 and 17.
Oh, 10 and 17. Well, 10 and 8 to the 118.
They're 10 and 16 right now. If they lost, they'd be 10 and 17.
117. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just flipped over when I called it 117. Cool. But yeah, that 10 Fibonacci, 10 triangular. So.
Yeah, I see what you're saying with the 55 and 10. So yeah, that's an interesting observation. All right, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, man. Okay. So the Giants and Marlins game today, the Marlins can get their 20th win on the 20-date numerology, and they can get their 47th home win against the Giants on the 47-date. So they have 2 connections to the date numerology. I'm thinking that's a good sign for the Marlins there. The only thing I could say for the Giants is they're on 15 away losses on the 47 date. 47 is the 15th prime, but I like the Marlins riddle better. The Diamondbacks and the Rockies. So Freeland has 30 career wins on the 30th. That's the Rockies pitcher. The Rockies are now 98 and 95 at home versus the Diamondbacks. Their next loss will be the 96th. Diamondbacks is 96. Doesn't have to come today. If it was a date with 42 numerology, I'd worry more about that just because there's the mathematical relationship between 42 and 96. The divisors of 42 sum to 96. The Rockies are 4-2 versus the Diamondbacks this year. Arizona's 42. Diamondbacks is 42 and 96. You could look at this 2 ways. The Rockies, if they lost, they'd be 4-3. Colorado's 43. If they won, they'd be 5-2. Coors Field's 52. We saw the 52 riddle when they were facing Greinke earlier this series. In light of the 47 date numerology, that's the 15th prime number. The Rockies have a chance to get their 15th home win today, or the Diamondbacks could stay on their 15th away loss. So we've done well with this series. We've been able to pick it. Every pick we've made on this series has been correct so far. Today, we don't have as clear of a read. The Rockies lines come down since I first looked at it this morning. But I want to lean Rockies because how they can pick up that 15th home win on the 47 day. It's just I always like it better when there's a date numerology that's just more clear, like picking up the 28th win on the 28th date, etc. So Red Sox, Yankees. The Yankees can get the 20th loss or home win. So the 20 could go either way for the Yankees today, which is tough. Chris Sale is 1-6 on the season. For his career, he's 6-5 against the Yankees. New York Yankees is 65. If Sale did win today, he would be 2-6. Yankees is 26. He's looking for a big win. Happ, for his career right now, is at 85 losses. Boston's 85. Red Sox is 85. His next win is his 114th. The Red Sox did win the 114th World Series. For the season, Happ's 4-3. Boston Red Sox, I put this up here. Boston Red Sox does equal 53. And we thought Chris Sale might become 1-6 because 53 is the 16th prime. He's at that right now. But if Happ won, he would be 5-3. Happ, for his career, is 8-4 against Boston. That means if he lost, he would be 8-5. Like Boston's 85, like Red Sox is 85. Remember, there was a game earlier this year. It's back when baseball was off. But Happ pitched in a game. He hadn't picked up his 85th career loss yet. He was still at 84. And we saw in that game that Happ could become 8-5 against the Red Sox and get his 85th career loss. And the Yankees ended up winning that game. That's when things were out of sorts with baseball. and we laid off it for, a couple weeks. But it's tough here with this because the 20 can go either way. Hap, though, I mean, I keep looking at Hap's record and thinking, man, 8-5 against the Boston Red Sox just makes too much sense. So the Yankees are 2-0 versus the Red Sox this year. If they did win, they'd be 3-0 on the 30th of the month. It's another thought. But again, I think there's safer games to play today than that one just because, I mean, the discrepancy's there. So whatever happens to the Yankees, though, today should be a big clue tomorrow because tomorrow has a 21-date numerology. So I'm thinking the Yankees, if they lose today, they'll probably lose tomorrow also. If they win today, they'll probably win tomorrow because that 20-21 for the next 2 days. Something to keep an eye on. Okay, the Brewers and the Pirates. Chase Anderson of the Brewers is 47-36 for his career. Again, we have the 47-date numerology. Pirates equals 47. He's 7-4 versus the Pirates for his career. Let me check something real quick. Yeah, just 47. Okay. Musgrove for the Pirates, he's at 20 wins on the 20-date numerology. Caller?
Hey, yeah, what's up? I just wanted to let you know real quick, there's also a 47 in the Phillies Cardinals game. I don't know if you hit on this or not, but if the Phillies lose today, it'll become 20-11, like 2-1-1, like the 47th prime number as well.
Oh, that's a good observation. Yeah, I overlooked that. I do see that now. Yeah, good one.
Yeah, so I just wanted to add that in, but that's all I got.
All right, yeah, great eyes. Thank you.
All right, take care.
All right, I'm going to make a note about that. Phillies could become 20-11 at home, 2-11 the 47th prime. So he's saying if you just drop the 0, it looks like 2-1-1. So it is a good observation. Was there any of that with any of these other records too? Let me scan that again real quick. So the Yankees could also do that. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm not putting a lot of stock in it because it's a little bit abstract, but it is there. Okay. If you do see the Phillies do that today, keep that in mind for the Yankees game because the Phillies game should be over unless it goes to the 18th inning or something by the time the Yankees start. Okay, so listen, Brewers and Pirates. Again, it is a 47-date. Pirates is 47. The problem with this game is 47 is the 15th prime, and notice the 15 could go against either team. Brewers could pick up their 15th away loss against the Pirates, or the Pirates could pick up their 15th home loss. So a little tricky there too. In the Twins and Rays game, it stands out that the Rays can pick up their 20th loss on the 20-date numerology. The pitcher for the Twins, Perez, for his career, he's 50-50. He has never won against the Rays before. He's 0-3. Morton for the Rays, he's 80-81 for his career. He's 5-0 on the season. Tampa Bay's a considerable favorite today because of the pitcher matchup. He's 1-0 versus the Twins for his career. The only thing I could say about the date numerology is if he became 2-0 on the 20-date. But again, the date numerology has been playing a lot better. Rays can pick up that 20th loss on the 20-date. Twins have been machines at home and on the road. I noticed last year Tampa won overall 4-3. Tampa Bay Rays equals 43. Today does have the 47-74 date numerology. Tampa Bay's 47 and Tampa Bay Rays is 74. But going with date numerology, I think the Twins have a good chance to get it done against the Rays. Caller?
Hey, Twins got that Gematria in the away record for the 19-8. Do we kind of want to stay away from that since there isn't a hidden?
Are you saying Minnesota Twins equals 198?
No, the 819 is the prime relation, right?
Okay. Yeah. So you're 100% right about that. So if the Twins did win today, they'd be 19-8 away. 19 is the 8th prime number. For whatever reason, that's the one that hasn't. Right? That's the one that hasn't been hitting. It has happened here and there, but it's been missing at least as much as it's hit. But the one thing that is standing out is the date numerology. The Rays can get the 20th loss on the 20 days. So.
Right. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Thank you. So I will just make a note about it that the Twins could get to 19-8. You know, it's not that every team that has a chance of that record, it's not happening. It's just it's not a consistent prime number relationship for whatever reason so far this year. But the date numerology has been. So that's what I'm looking at. I'll just make a note about it anyway. Okay. So I'm thinking Twins, you know, they're the underdog. They're a team you could take to cover today too. You know, if they lose by a run, you still win your bet. But the date numerology is there. Okay, the Rangers and the Royals. Junis of the Royals is 21 and 21st career. We are on the 20 date. Minor for the Rangers is 61 and 53. We have the lesser date numerology of 54. I have seen that contributing to pitcher records. So there's a chance the Rangers pitcher could pick up his 54th loss today. And Royals equals 27. Oops. Notice the Rangers could be 27 and 27. Looks like I forgot to write that down. Let's see. Okay, so the Royals are on 37 losses. Rangers is 37. They're on 20 away losses. They could potentially stay there on the 20-date numerology. You see what else was there. Something that was interesting is the Rangers are 280 and 281 all-time versus the Royals. If they won, they'd be 281 and 281. And if you saw my work on the death of George Herbert Walker Bush, this is a number that connects a lot of deaths in his family. 281, it's the 60th prime number. It's a big number with Yale and Skull and Bones. And again, the Bushes used to run the Rangers. And in a way, they're like American royalty. So that's just the one thing that's scaring me there, that they could be 281 and 281 versus the Royals. The other thing about the Rangers is they're at 149 wins. Skull and Bones equals 149. Today, they could get their 150th win against the Royals on the 150th day of the year. So would be a good day to pick up the 150th win at home versus the Royals. So the narratives are kind of conflicting here. Mike Minor, again, he could become 5-4 on the season and pick up his 54th loss, that big baseball number. That would keep him at 61 wins as well. The 18th prime. Baseball's 18 and 54. So it's not a clear read here. The Royals do have a chance to stay on 20 and make the Rangers 27 and 27, but we've seen a good deal of this too. Teams picking up the win number on the corresponding day of the year. So, and like I said, the Bush family used to run the Rangers 281. You know what? Let me just measure real quick how many days it is from his death. We did this earlier with the Astros and Rangers series. And said it was all about 94, and the Rangers beat the Astros 9-4. Bush died November 30th. Let's see. 181 days, the 42nd prime. It's a span of 26 weeks, 182 days. Yeah, man. I want to say this is the riddle, but some of these other things worry me, the 27 and 27 and whatnot. So I can't say that I'm crazy about that game. But I do suspect the Rangers lose at least one game in this series and get their 27th loss against the Royals. Okay. The Indians and the White Sox. Carrasco's 10-10 against the White Sox for his career. And the White Sox pitcher, he's 3-8 for his career. If he lost, he'd be 3-9. White Sox is 39. So that stands out. He's 0-2 versus the Indians, or from the Indians' perspective, they're 2-0 against him. They could become 3-0 on the 30th. There's not a lot of actually, I overlooked that. Huh. Okay. The White Sox could get their 15th home win, 47 date, 15th prime. So White Sox do have a little narrative. They're a major underdog today. That'd be a risk-reward play, but the prime numbers in the record, they come through more often than not. So could also take the White Sox to cover. The Dodgers, we talked about this yesterday. Part of the reason we had them winning yesterday is because today they could potentially pick up their 20th loss on the 20 date. Vargas for the Mets, he's 93 and 92. He's 2-3 versus the Dodgers for his career. He could become 3-3 on the 74 date, 33-74. Ryu has 47 career wins. 47 date numerology, 29 losses. He could pick up his 30th loss on the 30 date. If the Dodgers win, notice they would be 22-7 at home. We do see a lot of that 2-2-7. Doesn't come through every time, but it comes through more often than not. If the Mets did lose today, they would be 1-3 versus the Dodgers this season. LA is 13, but that date numerology is right there. Dodgers can pick up the 20th loss on the 20 day. So Dodgers are a major favorite today. That's because their ace is going. So it's another risk-reward play. I mean, 2-2-7 is always tough to go against, but the date numerology is right there. So again, I'll let you think about that one. If the Mets did lose and became 1-3 against the Dodgers, again, LA is 13. You got to consider that, but definitely a very nice payout if the Mets could prevail. So Vargas is also 93 and 92, I should mention. So if he lost, he'd be 93 and 93. Again, that's the number that represents Saturn. Saturn's related to time. Time equals 47. So check something real quick. It's okay. The Angels and Mariners. The Angels pitcher is 2-1 on the season. If he lost, he'd be 2-2. Angels does equal 22. That said, if you use the rule for S, it is also 31. 22 is a little bit more pure. He's 6-6 for his career. He's playing in Seattle. T-Mobile Park equals 67. 67 is the 19th prime. Seattle's 19. What's up?
Hey, did you say you like the Dodgers?
I didn't say I like the Dodgers. I said the Mets have the narrative to give them the 20th loss on the 20 date numerology, but the Dodgers do have some things that conflict with that. Again, they could become 22-7, which hits so often, 2-2-7. And if the Mets lost, they would be 1-3 against the Dodgers. LA's 13. So But that date numerology is there.
I was looking at that 20, them staying on 21 because Mets is 21. But I don't
That's
know
a good
how
point.
much that really works. I'm probably not betting this game.
That is a good point though about how Mets equals 21. So
I do like the White Sox though.
If I bet the Mets game, I wouldn't bet a lot on it, but you know, it would be a nice multiplier.
That's spread because the Dodgers haven't been covering anyways.
Something
scripting it. Yeah, they've been scripting it so they can only win by 1 run.
A thought is if you're putting together some parlays today, you might want to do a parlay with whatever teams you're going to put on there and have the Mets also winning on that parlay, and then put another parlay together with those same teams that you like and do it with the Dodgers.
Yeah,
so that way you're not
doing with the Boston Yankees game. Just bet on both teams.
That might be the way to do it, because if the Mets do hit, I mean, they'll amplify your parlay. That's for sure.
Yep. All
right. Yeah. Appreciate it. Because, I mean, the other thing is lines like this, sometimes they do pay out when you go against it, but usually when the line's this big, you know, statistically, they don't come through a lot. Negative 200. If this was negative 200, I'd feel better about it. But, you know, like just 2 days ago, we had both the negative 200 games come through with the date numerology. Okay, so anyway, this Angels-Mariners game, I was saying that Pena could become 6-7, kind of like 67, the 19th prime, T-Mobile Park, where the Mariners play. The new name this year for 2019, it was always Safeco Field before, but T-Mobile Park 67 against Seattle's 19. So, caller?
Hey, Zach.
What's up?
Did you see that Albert Almora Jr. is on CNN today, letting a foul ball? The game last night.
Oh, I heard I think it was a Cubs player hit a kid with a foul ball line drive. Is that what you're talking about?
Right. It occurred 43 days from his birthday.
Really?
You know, it's 147 days into the World Series, right?
Huh.
Tampa Bay Rays equals 43. Look at the Tampa Bay score.
Okay, from yesterday. Let me see real quick. It was 4-3. That's right. It was 4-3, and Tampa Bay Rays equals 43. Yeah.
Right, and also from his birthday to the...
Wait, hold on. Wait, so the foul ball game was the Cubs game, right? Cubs and Astros?
Right.
Okay, we're talking about that, and then how did you connect the Rays game?
Because it's 4-3, and it from Albert Almora Jr.'s birthday until last night's game was 43 days. It's 147 days into the World Series. World Series equals 147.
Okay. The player you're naming, is that who hit the foul ball?
Right.
Okay. I'll look more at that.
And then from his birthday into the World Series on October 22nd is 190 days. Milwaukee Brewers equals 190.
Okay.
And you know, on the 57th day of the year in spring training, the Rays beat the Orioles 11-5.
Okay. Okay, that's a good thought.
All
right. I'll check it out. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right, welcome. Okay. Just talking about World Series, remember this week on the 147th day of the year, we had the death of Bill Buckner. World Series is 147. And that day, the Cubs and Astros played, and the Astros stayed on 147 home losses versus the Cubs. What's up, caller?
Hey, Zach, Ryu for the Dodgers, he can become 7-2 today.
Right.
And Dodgers is 72.
Very good point. Yeah, very good point. You're right on about that.
But I haven't been seeing a lot of that alphabetic order pitcher relationship hitting. So I'm probably still going to take Mets run line, because even if the Dodgers, everybody's betting on the Dodgers to win by 2. Like, they see that juicy 140, 150, they're hopping on it. So I'm going to just fade the public, go with the Mets.
Well, it would be a great payout, and the date numerology is there. So I think it's worth the risk based on the payout, but I might also put a bet for them to cover too. So
yeah.
All right. Take care, man. Caller?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, while you were on the topic of the World Series prospects. That on the sorry, this audio is going on because I'm looking at this Instagram post from my buddy on Instagram, and we noticed that Cody Bellinger on the LA Dodgers, for them to return to the World Series for a third time, he did this amazing throw out, and that was, you know, a throw out at third from left field or whatever, and that was on the 147th day of the year. And of course, you know, you already know World Series. And then Cody Bellinger is 131, just like championship is 131.
Okay. Okay. Very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Just wanted to mention that real quick. Was thinking maybe talking about golf while we're talking about baseball right now. If you had to pick one lock, what do you like so far? Like
for the golf tournament?
Yeah, like just based off what's already happening.
Okay, I don't know what's happening yet today because I haven't looked at it. I'd have to get the update. But when I was looking at it yesterday, just seeing that the pattern has been so good with the numbers 26, 62, and 260 in recent years. There were 3 golfers that had those connections this year. It was Rory, DeChambeau, and the guy who won last week. But there's a few other guys that I think have good narratives to play. So I'll look at what happens after today's scorecard, and I'll put out an update video on what I think for the rest of the tournament. So
okay, I'll leave you with. I did see that Hideki, or that guy that you. Was very interesting. He was in the lead first, -3. Tiger went even through 7, so he was only down by 3. You know, Tiger connections are looking spooky all over again, but I don't know if this Memorial Day tournament's considered a major to be technically.
It's not a major.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a Grand Slam, but it would still keep like the Grand Slam narrative technically. And I was looking at Jason Day, or is it Jason Day? And he had an 89 in his name, like Grand Slam, and he had a lot of connections to Tiger Woods. So I can call back tomorrow, make it really juicy, or I can tell you now. But he had a lot of connections with Tiger Woods too. If you'd like to hear.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You there? Yeah, sure. This is pretty nuts. So I might as well say it. Let's see. All right, so this gets pretty extensive. I'll probably go halfway, depending on how you like it. I'll explain the first part. It's crazy enough. So Tiger was all in on a poker hand versus Russell Westbrook. Westbrook knocked him out with pocket queens. This was a poker tournament, I guess, went on recently. Jason Day shares the same birthday as Westbrook, who knocked him out, and was born in Queensland, Australia. Q for Queen, the 17th letter. Day resides in Ohio, the 17th state where the tournament is. He gets the 17th professional win on 6/2, the 150th day of the year. 153 is the 17th triangular number. SportsCenter tweeted about the poker hand on 5/27, 169 days before Day and Westbrook's birthday on 11/12. 169, 13 times 13. Day can get 13 PGA win. So Doris Day, I guess that's his wife, died on 5/13. She was born in Ohio, where the tournament is and where Jason resides. I don't know. I just said that because I seen Day as the last name, but I don't know Doris Day. I just have the notes here. So here's the 6/2 connection. From Jason's last birthday to Doris' death on 5/13 is a total span of 6 months and 2 days. Final round is 6/2, and I'll send you the rest. It's pretty awesome.
All right, very cool. Yeah, keep up the good work. Yeah, it's good decoding.
Hey, man, thanks.
All right, take care. Thanks. Hey, and if the man's out there who's been working on the awesome database, I would love to talk to you, man. I know that you've been putting in a lot of work, and that tool could be a great use. So I haven't heard from you for a little bit. But real quick, I just wanted to look at this guy, Ryan Moore, who has the leading score so far through the first day, December 5th. So what's that mean? His birthday would have been 156 days ago, or today would be his 157th day of his age. Tacoma, Washington, huh? Let me just see how his name syncs up with the name of the tournament. Brian David Moore. 74 on the 74 date, having a good day. Moore. 47 as well on the 47 date. So Ryan Moore's got the name for the date. So he's coming out. I'm not surprised to see Spieth or Spieth or however you say his name up at the top, because the tournament began 307 days. Hold on, did I write it wrong? I think it's 307 days after his birthday. Yeah, so it's 307. For whatever reason, I wrote that wrong. The tournament's 307 days after Spieth's birthday, and the Memorial Tournament's 307. So, yeah, should say after. So, not surprised to see him up at the top. He had the perfect alignment for day one. So that's something to remember in the future. If you're betting it day by day, he's going to have to birdie on the last hole to be tied at the top, but he's right up there at the top. Okay. So this guy, it could just be his day today. The tournament does end on a 47 date numerology though as well. Ryan Moore is 47, so we're going to have to look more at him. If today's 100 and, what did I say? December 5th was his birthday. Oh, I counted wrong. Today's 176 days after his birthday, 177th day of his age. So it means the tournament will end 179 days after his birthday, or his 180th day of his age. Okay. I'll do an update tonight, though, when all the scores are in. All right, let's see. So we talked about baseball. Again, there's some reads that are definitely better than others today. The biggest risk reward game is taking the Mets to beat the Dodgers, which could happen, but lines like that are dangerous. Let me make the note here. Okay, let's transition to the NBA playoffs now. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. And let me see if they still got this up as their top story. Yeah, look at these two guys, the sons of former NBA players, Del Curry and Michael Thompson. Wait until you see how perfectly their birthdays align with Game 1 of the NBA Finals. They really couldn't have scripted it any better. Hold on. Let me check these text messages. Okay. So, what's the story here? How these 6 shots will decide the NBA Finals. Okay. The Warriors are 6-4 in championships right now. Let me take this call real quick. Caller?
Yeah, before you get started on NBA, I'm looking at Toronto today, and I was gonna say, like, when you do your decode, if you can, like, get all the nuggets, because it's the NBA Finals, it's the big stage, you know what I mean? So this is where I'm counting on you, Zach. You feel me, to lead me in the right way. But a couple things, you probably already know, Toronto Raptors is 71, and it's the 20th date numerology, and I see that they can get their 71st win today. So,
sure.
And then Toronto Raptors is game 2 equals 72. So that could set Toronto up to win their first 2. Okay, that's something I got. Then it's 150 days left in the year, plus it's the 47. So we're looking at the 15th. They could become 5-1 without KD in the playoffs. So that's the 5-1 I found. And then the last one is if the Raptors win today, they'll become 13-5 in the playoffs. And that's kind of like May 31st, because the finals the finals will go off May 31st everywhere, pretty much. Well, not on the West Coast because y'all do get it started, but on the East Coast, it'll definitely be 12 o'clock. So I'm looking at it like Toronto. So I know you just said something about their birthdays, and I know you won't Golden State for the beginning of the year, but they've been favored anyway. Like Golden State, it's like a no-brainer. You know, they've been minus 170 since like April. So you got to put 170 on Golden State to make $100,
right,
just for them to win the NBA Finals. You know, so all I'm saying is I like Toronto tonight. So man, if you can just whatever you got, just let me know or lead me to the right way, please, if you can.
Well, that's what I try to do every day. So let's do it right now. We're going to go through the NBA. I see the real quick. I want to scan baseball and see who Toronto and the Athletics play during the time of the NBA Finals, just to see if there's any clues there. But one thing I'll say tonight is if the Warriors came out and won Game 1, they would be 7-2 away, and Toronto is 72. So that's one thing we're going to have to consider. But here we're going to go through it right now. So.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, so hold on. I just want to look real quick. So Toronto is going to be playing Colorado. I just saw that to start the series. Oakland's playing Houston. Okay, so that's like I'm just thinking. Okay, so Denver, Colorado. Houston Rockets. Okay, let me just scan a few more days ahead. Let's just see here. Play the Yankees. I just want to see if there's any big clues in the baseball scheduling. Athletics and Angels. Let me see. Scanning days ahead. A's and Rangers. Toronto, Arizona. Baltimore, Toronto. A's in Tampa Bay. Let's see. Let's see. Toronto, Houston. Seattle. I think this is a potential Game 7 date. All right. Toronto, Houston. Okay, ACL. All right. I don't really see actually any great clue. Let me just look after. Toronto Angels. A's Baltimore. Okay. Not seeing anything there with the baseball scheduling. Just want to check to be sure. But all right. So Toronto's a 1-point favorite at home. And we can just see how the money's coming in early. It could change a lot by game time. But we reload this here. All right, let's see. 2/3 of the money's on the Warriors so far. But again, be sure to check that closer to game time. It can change a lot. Okay. So the Warriors, they're 6-2 at home and 6-2 away. That was a – hold on, we're getting a call here. Caller?
Yeah, I got these light notes on this.
Uh-huh.
What I'm noticing is it's going to be from Klay Thompson's birthday to today, it's 111 days.
Yep, and it's 78 days after Curry's birthday. Yep.
Yep, but to Curry's next birthday is 289 days, and that's the square root of 17, and it's his 17th game played in this postseason.
Okay.
It's actually going to be his 17th, Klay's 17th, and Draymond's 17th.
Right.
And what else I'm noticing is they posted today the Toronto Raptors. They're the first team in the Common Era since 1966 to reach the finals without a top 14 pick.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yep. And they also activated DeMarcus Cousins today.
Okay.
So I'll just leave you with that right now.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it. I think DeMarcus Cousins is a bad sign. I think the Warriors play worse when he's on the floor. I don't even know why they have that guy. But let me just see how many days it is from Cousins' birthday. he's someone they certainly don't need. He like does not fit in with their team at all. But let's see here. August 13th, 2018 to today. 290 days, or his 291st day of his age. Let me just see if there's a number with that. 290, 291. Okay. Just for kicks, what's his name? Gematria. It sounds like Durant's going to play in the next game. DeMarcus Cousins is 95 like Warriors, huh? Okay. Okay. So, with regards to the Warriors being 6-2 away, again, Toronto does equal 72. They have a chance to become 7-2 away. I was thinking the Bucks were going to win the last series because if they would have got to 72 wins, they would have advanced to the finals. So that I'm just saying that because the 72 number didn't come up for the Bucks, but it is there. The Warriors right now are 69-29 on the season. Again, they win 4 more games. They win the championship. They win the 73rd NBA Finals. That's another very real possibility, is that the Warriors split these first 2 games and become 7-3 away. It is the 73rd NBA season. Steph Curry born on the 73rd day of the year. Curry Brothers 73 for your Western Conference Finals. I thought the Warriors were going to play the Bucks because they played the Bucks in the 73 playoffs. So doesn't have to be that way, but you know, we did peg the Warriors to finish with 57 wins about with a month left in the season, so it could line up with this 73 thing, plus NBA Finals is 57. Something else to consider about today's game is the Raptors won both games in the regular season against the Warriors. They were 2-0 against them. If they did win today, they'd be 3-0 on the 30th. Okay, but Warriors are 69-29 on the season, meaning they could get their 30th loss. Hold on, 30th loss on the 30th. I'll make the note here. Raptors were 2-0 in regular season, could become 3-0 on 30th. Okay. So notice the Raptors are now 12-6 in this year's playoffs. That's the big number with Oakland, 126, number we talk about a lot. They're 8-2 at home. Toronto Raptors 82. I don't believe that these teams connect to 92. Let me just let me put up the exceptions here and just make sure there's no 92 connection. Warriors, nope. Golden State, nope. Warriors, nope. Toronto, no. Raptors, no. Toronto Raptors. Yeah, so there's not a 92. There's also not an 83 either. So not a great clue in what the Raptors record could become. The Raptors right now are 70-30 for the season. Toronto Raptors does equal 71. Remember, the Raptors advanced to the finals 7 months and 1 day after Drake's birthday, and he was wearing that shirt that said Kawhi Me a River, which equals 71. Caller?
Yeah, one thing, you said Toronto was 12-6. If they win today, 13 is the 6th prime. That's a prime number.
That's right. That's right. That's true.
Yeah, and another thing with Golden State record, when you look at their record and it's 69-29, when you know about the numbers, as good as you about the numbers, when you see the 6 and the 9, the only thing left to bring is that 3. You know, the 3 numbers work together, it creates all the other things. So it's like, wouldn't it be, don't the 69-30 is more fitting?
I see what you're saying. So you'd have a 6-9-3 up there on the board in their record.
Right.
Yeah.
And the 6 and 9 always somehow brings the 3, or if it's the 6 and the 3 always send the 9. That's just how it always works. So, I mean, wouldn't it be more fitting?
Well, I do think a little bit more lines up for Toronto in this game. I do. The biggest thing for the Warriors is the fact that they could become 7-2 away, and Toronto is 72. So,
yeah, and they can become 6-3 away. And just like we just talked about, that 6 always bringing that 3. I noticed that with numbers. Like 3,
well, you're right about that. Toronto is also 36 in the reduction cipher, which is the reflection of 63. So
reflection, right. All right, yeah, man. The more I keep thinking about it, I'm just gonna do what I do. You can get back to what you're doing, though.
Okay, yeah, we're just gonna go through it all piece by piece. All right. Thanks. All right. So the Raptors could stay on 30 losses on the 30th as well. So you see a lot of the potential 30 riddle on the 30th. Warriors could get their 30th loss. The Raptors could become 3-0 for the season against the Warriors. And the Raptors could stay on 30 losses. So there's a narrative through 30. And the Raptors' next win is 71 again. 71's the 20th prime. We have a 20-date numerology. So the Raptors can get the 71st win on the 20-date numerology. Okay, that's what we're looking at in baseball too. The Raptors are 40-11 at home. Their next win would be 41. Golden State's 41. Oakland's 41. The M-cubed stats weren't consistent through the playoffs, so I tracked the entire playoffs and kept them up to date. I have the Warriors at 188 and 155. M-cubed, I think it was during the Blazers series where it didn't update, and it still hasn't. They now have the Warriors at 188 and 154. So just to bring that to your attention. The Raptors are 44 and 56 in the playoffs. NBA Finals is 57. Got to imagine that 57th loss is coming. Doesn't have to be today. The Warriors are 28 and 17 versus the Raptors all time. What's up?
Zach. Yeah, I'm just trying to follow up with that last caller. What are your main points you like?
So the Raptors can get their 71st win of the season today on the 20-date numerology. 71's the 20th prime. And then just all those 30s, the way they stack. The fact that the Raptors could stay on 30 losses, the Warriors can pick up their 30th loss, and the Raptors can become 3-0 on the season against the Warriors.
Okay, now, this might sound abstract. Curry wore 30, and then his dad wore number 30 in Toronto?
I'm not sure what his dad wore in Toronto. I got to look that up. That's a good question. I know Steph Curry does wear 30. You're right about that.
Yep. Sunday equals 30. Game 2 equals 30.
So I see what you're saying. So you're thinking maybe that 30 riddle would flow better on Sunday.
Well, it goes back to, look how many 30s you've seen, Zach. Remember 2 days ago I told you about Nick Nurse walking in with 30 overall losses. Nick Nurse is very important in this fucking whole NBA Finals.
Okay.
We can go through it thoroughly. I'm here. Because Nick Nurse, he's 12 and 6. 13 is the 6th prime.
Yeah.
ABC equals 6. So he's gonna walk in with the 6 losses.
Okay. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'm just trying to look up the Del Curry jersey. I see he wore 30 for Charlotte at Virginia Tech. Where's his Raptors jersey at? He probably did wear 30 there, but for whatever reason, the Raptors. There it is. Yeah, he did wear 30 for the Raptors too. Yeah, that was his number.
That was his number?
Yeah.
So 30. It's all a fucking tribute, man. It's just crazy, man. What equals 126, Zach? Don't go to
Oakland. Oakland.
Oakland equals 126. So if Golden State lose 2 in a row, I'm looking for Kevin Durant to come back game 3. Oakland equals 126. So they could go in there 12 and 6.
That is true. That is true. And the Raptors come into this series 12 and 6 right now in the playoffs. So
yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. How many losses Steve Kerr got overall? Don't he got 88?
Well, 88 in the regular season, 112 if you count the playoffs. So he could get his 113th loss today, which is the 30th prime.
All these 30s, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's just too much, man. I could be wrong, man, but it's just too much. Because, me and you talked about it. Remember I said to you on the phone, Zach, man, everybody gonna bet Golden State tonight, man. Everybody and their mama gonna bet Golden State.
Well, we see 2/3 of the money's already on them, so we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah, man, but I just like the 30s. I'm pulling up your thing now. I like the 30s. Damn, you ain't got it up. But, because usually you have it on the bottom of it. I look on your email thing, and you have all the numbers there. But yeah, I like the 30, the 13, the 6. I like the ABC riddles. How many wins does Golden State got? Like 33 wins anywhere, Zach, in this series between them?
Let me scroll down. I hadn't got that far yet. The Warriors are 28-17 versus the Raptors all time.
28-17. 28-17. Okay, so they could get to 18. Is it any 61? No. That's the only thing I see. Now here's the thing. I'm gonna be a devil's advocate. The only thing I see is this. Scotia Bank Arena does equal. Make sure I get this right. Scotia Bank Arena equals 123 and 93. Scotia Bank Arena equals 93 and 123, 42. So, I like the Raptors, man. Too much 30s, and I think it's gonna be a Curry tribute. You know what I mean, Zach?
Well, the 30s are all over the place. It's the number that stands out the most in this game. Scotiabank Arena with the alphabetic order is 134. If the Warriors did win tonight, they would be 13-4 in the playoffs. But
yeah, that's what I saw.
I don't think that's as good.
Only.
It's also 71, and the Raptors can get the 71st win today on the 20-date numerology, 71, the 20th prime. So.
Yeah, man. So that's what I'm saying, man. And then you said Vince Carter. Birthday to the game was 124, but a span of 125.
Yep.
So, and he was drafted by Golden State. Come on. I don't know, but you like the Raptors too?
Well, I think the Raptors have the better riddle. The most concerning thing to me is the Warriors becoming 7-2 away because Toronto's 72. Sometimes it just takes one riddle, but 30 is the number that stacks and stacks and stacks. So I think that's where it's at.
Hey, and Zach, one last thing. I'm gonna let you finish and keep it going. Did you do Curry record versus Toronto?
I was gonna actually look that up, see what his all-time record is against Toronto.
I think that's very important, man.
Yeah, I was gonna look at Kawhi Leonard versus the Warriors too. So.
Yeah, I think those both are very important, man.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let you do that. I'm gonna listen. Yeah, we should do that.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks, man.
All right. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so again, if the Raptors did win tonight, they would become 13-6. 13 is the 6th prime number, so there is that. Caller made a good point that if the Warriors did drop the first two, they would be 12-6 in the playoffs, headed back to Oakland, where 126 is the number. But that would break up the 7-3 thing. So we'll look more at that when we get there. So again, the Raptors can get the 71st win. Toronto Raptors 71, the 20th prime on the 20-date. 41st win of the season. Golden State 41, Oakland 41. The Warriors are 28-17 versus the Raptors all time. That means this will be the 46th game. Raptors does equal 46. The Warriors are 16. Or that's never mind. That's for the next game. Hold on, we got a call here. Caller?
Yeah, Zach. My bad. I'm like 5 minutes behind listening. But with the Warriors are definitely going to split these first two games. But I'm pretty sure the Warriors are going to win 4-1.
The series?
And the Raptors will be 1-4 in the finals. Like they're on the 43rd parallel. They just came out with that 14 stat. Game 5 is 43. It's the 88 connection. But with today, you're talking about 30.
Right.
29 is the pi number, and they can be 13-4.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying the Warriors could be 13-4. Scotiabank Arena does equal 134.
Yeah, they can stay on that 29 because pi is 29.
Okay.
But I do think they're gonna go 7-3, of course. And I like them to go 13-5 too.
Okay. You are behind. So just one thing we were saying that could go against the Warriors if they drop the first two, they would become 12-6 in the playoffs, and Oakland's 126. They'd go back to Oakland 126, which is possible.
I don't think they do it. I don't think they well, it can be because they can still go 14-6, and Curry just set that record, 146 points in a sweep, the most points. But I don't think they're going to skip the 13-4 and 13-5. Like
what I noticed about Game 6, just looking ahead, or excuse me, hold on. Where did my notes go? What I noticed about Game 6 is it's got the 58, 31, 22 date numerology, which are all Oakland numbers. And it's got 38 date numerology. Finals is 38. So I was thinking, that would be a great day for Oakland to win it.
Yeah, I do like the Canada, their first time in the finals, going 2-4 in their 24th season.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I do. But it's just like, it could go to 7. I do like the Dubs, but 41, 42, and 43 all make sense. But 41 is like the best. That lines up with all the birds. And if it ends on June 10th, it'll be 111 days from Kevin Durant's birthday.
Okay. See, those are the things I still need to do. Measure.
Also could end 1-1-3.
That's a good observation right there. The NBA Finals numbers. So.
Yeah, but I've been seeing that Drake Bay Area. He filmed the motto on the Bay Bridge. That's 73, and it. I mean, I do like that 13-5, but I think it's going to be a toss up.
What's your thought about 13-5? What's your thought about 13-5?
Because you know the song, the motto.
Oh.
From when it came out, it was 7 years, 6 days, and 6 months and 1 day. That's the 761 is the 135th prime.
Huh. Okay.
And Drake is the only Jewish rapper. He's like the only Jewish rapper who could say the N-word and like get away with it. So it's like, and he's Jewish. So like, and he's real. Like, Google his mom. Google Drake Jewish. Just type in Drake Jewish. Type in Drake's mom.
Sure.
Like, you'll see it's real. It's not like a facade. Like he's So I mean, he's part of the gang, and he got a $500,000 coat from the Raptors, and he got lyrics talking about Chef Curry with the pot 360. 360 is like cycles and pi, and
sure.
I'm liking that 88. I'm liking that June 10th. I'm not letting up on it, but it could go 4-3 because it's on the 43rd parallel, end in Toronto. But I think it's going to end in Toronto, period. But I don't know. It might end in Oracle. They might give them their last game there as a win for the 3-peat and make it like super legendary. But it's super tightly scripted, and it can go to 7. It's from 5 to 7.
I'm going to say right now, I think it ends in Game 6, just like how the Raptors had 58 wins on the season. Oakland's 58. That's the 58 numerology. I think Raptors being 2-4 in their 24th season makes a lot of sense. So, we'll play it game by game, but let's get Game 1 right now. So,
yeah.
All right.
All right.
Appreciate it, man.
All right.
I'm thinking the Warriors win it right here. That's my thought from the start of the series. Okay, so all these 30s are stacking today. The 30s are lining up in a big way. Again, the Warriors are 28-17 versus the Raptors all time. It's going to be the 46th game. Raptors equals 46. The one narrative for the Warriors today is to become 7-2 away, where Toronto's 72. Game 2 does equal 30. If the Warriors won today, you'd have to consider they'd have a good shot to win Game 2 as well, because they could pick up the 30th win there. But the 30 goes against the Warriors today, that's for sure. The Warriors are 12-11 away versus the Raptors. They could become 12-12. And what is it about Canada Is it Jewish Gematria? What is it about Canada in 144? I forget. Oh, I know what it is. It's when you use Sumerian Gematria. Canada's 144 when you multiply the alphabetic order times 6. Just if the Warriors were 12 and 12, you know, the square root of 144 is 12. 12 times 12 is 144. So let me just make this note here. Caller? Caller?
Hey.
Yeah, what's going on?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, man. Hey, I was looking this morning. We can't forget that. Remember when Kawhi had that big old game against the Warriors, like when Game 1 went before Zaza Pachulia fucked his ankle up?
You're talking about back when he was on the Spurs, back in the Spurs days.
Yeah. And I just saw a big old video on it this morning. They were all hyping that same thing. Oh, can you do it again? Can you do it again? So I don't know if there's something with that or something. So just wanted to take that.
Sure. I wish I knew what the date of that game was. That was at least 2 years ago.
It was May 14th. It was May 14th. The Warriors defeated the Spurs 113 to 111.
What date? What year? 2017?
Yeah, I think it was 2017. Let's see here. Yeah, 2017. Yeah, when he got injured. Yep.
Okay. Let me go back. I remember the Warriors had a big comeback after Kawhi got hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like a huge, because they were down 20 at halftime, and they just came back out of nowhere after he got hurt. You know how it goes.
Uh-huh. I remember it very well. Okay.
All right, man.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
Oh, yeah. 113, 111. Let's see. Yeah, Leonard had a good game, but he went out early, 24 minutes. Okay. I just want to see how many days it is from that game to today. May 14, 2017. By the way, that date was 14/5, like 145. And the Warriors, or excuse me, the Raptors just advanced to play the Warriors on May 25th, the 145th day of the year. Catholic equals 145. The Raptors got those red and black colors like the Jesuits. But 14/5, 145th day of the year. So it's 746 days, or a span of 747. And here we are on the 47/74 date numerology. 106 weeks, Oakland, California, 106. You know what else is 74 besides Oakland, California? Toronto, Ontario. And here we are on this 74 date numerology. I don't know how I didn't catch that sooner. 747. Is there anything about that number? Okay. All right. Let's keep going through the notes that we do have here. What's up?
Hey, a little bit more on Kawhi Leonard, 73. He missed 73 games last year because he only started in 9 games. He only played 9 games.
Huh.
So that could be more a reason why they were splitting and the Warriors go 7-3. But keep going.
Okay, yeah, good observation. Appreciate that.
All right.
Okay. So again, the Warriors were 0-2 this year. They played on 12-12. And notice the Warriors could become 12-12. The last time they played was 12-12, December 12th. The Warriors lost with 93 at Oracle Arena. Oracle Arena 93. The Raptors won with 113. The National Basketball Association 113. 113 is the 30th prime. That game was 169 days ago, which does have a square root of 13. Warriors could get their 13th away win today, but I don't know, that 12-12. They also played November 29th. That's the 333rd day of the year. And the Warriors lost in Toronto 128-131. Oakland's 131. That first game they played was on a date with 78 numerology. NBA Finals is 78. Game 6 equals 78. Game 6 is 33, 78, 111, like NBA Finals. NBA Finals equals like this. NBA Finals is 33-57, 78-111. So Steve Kerr in the playoffs, he's 75-24. Canada's 24. Make sure Canada's not 76 too. Okay, it's not. If he wins 4 more in the playoffs, he gets to 79. Canada's 79. What did I just type in a second ago? What did I just type in? I saw the 79. It'll come back to me. It's not a big deal. Okay, so anyway, Steve Kerr's 75-24. This is going to be his 100th game. He's 401 and 112 for his career. His next loss is 113, the 30th prime, one of those 30s. His upcoming birthday's in a span of 121 days. You know, the big Warriors number. Whoops. So Nick Nurse, again, he's 70-30 for his career. Could stay on 30 losses on the 30th, pick up his 71st win on the 20-day. Game is on his 311th day of his age. That's the 64th prime. His upcoming birthday's in 55 days. Raptors 55. But look at this. The game is on Steph Curry's 78th day of his age, NBA Finals 78. It's 111 days after Klay Thompson's birthday, the NBA Finals 111. For Kevin Durant, it's 243 days after his birthday. He's not playing, but Golden State Warriors is 243. You guys were pointing out that Kawhi scored 243 points in the series versus, was it Philadelphia? Is that what series it was? The old home of the Warriors. And for another 30, Kawhi Leonard's upcoming birthday's in 30 days. So I also noticed that Van Fleet, who's got the magnets on him for every shot, today's his 95th day of his age. Warriors 95. So the Drake birthday alignment's not as interesting today. The Warriors are right now 40-28 in playoff series all time. They're 6-4 in the NBA Finals. Realize they can become 7-4. Toronto, Ontario 74. Oakland, California 74. The start date is 74. And this is what we've been talking about all year. Part of the reason we had the Warriors in the finals from the start of the year. That's 74, a big one. Today also has the 54-date numerology. Oracle's 54. I really did think at the beginning of the year the first game would be an Oracle, but it's not. So this is the Warriors' 69th playoff series. And Ayesha Curry, her name equals 69. She's from Toronto. Steph Curry's wife. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Am I typing her name wrong? I swore her name equals 69. Maybe it's with her middle name. Okay, her name is 54 like the start date. There's that 144 like Canada. She's from Toronto. I guess her name's also 63. The Warriors lost, they'd be 6-3 away. Well, her name's 72 like Toronto too. Shoot. Okay, her full name's 69. 69. I knew there was something with that 69. So it's her 69th day of her age today. And that's another riddle I should have caught on. Oh, man. Sometimes I think I need to start smoking weed again because I used to catch on to this stuff when I was high. I swear it was better when I did. I haven't smoked hardly at all for the last 2 years. So anyway, it is the Warriors' 69th playoff series. Ayesha Curry, what's her full name? Disa. So I don't have the misinformation up here. Disa. Okay, Ayesha Disa Curry, 69. The Raptors are 6-10 in playoff series. Remember with the Portland series, 116 was the number. If they lost, they'd be 6-11. That 116 in reverse. That said, if the Raptors did win the championship, which would really shock me, they'd be 7-10, kind of like 71. Toronto Raptors is 71, but like I said, I'll be shocked if the Warriors don't win this. But today, it looks like Toronto has the better narrative. It's the 30s. The 30s just stack. They just stack too many ways. I'm not calling it a lock because if the Warriors win, they're 7-2 away and Toronto's 72. But the 71st win on the 20-date numerology makes a ton of sense. 71, the 20th prime, and then all those 30s. So let me also add to this list. Kawhi's birthday is 30 days after the game. So again, just to go through the 30s, the Warriors could get the 30th loss. The Raptors could become 3-0 for the season against the Warriors. They were 2-0 in the regular season. The Raptors could stay on 30 losses on the 30th. Del Curry doesn't equal 30, does it? He wore the jersey number 30. Oh, Del Curry's 71, though. How about that? 118, 46, all sorts of things jumping out there. Del Curry wore number 30 for the Raptors in career. Steph wears number 30. And then Steve Kerr can get the 113th career loss today, the 30th prime, and Kawhi's birthday is 30 days after the game. I mean, that's just too much 30 for me to ignore it. Really, the only thing for the Warriors is becoming 7-2 away, Toronto 72. And if it does happen, you know, I got to admit, I wouldn't be shocked because sometimes it just takes one riddle. But if I had to pick today, I'm taking the Raptors because it's a 30 overload. And they're also saying Durant's probably going to come back the next game, so that narrative kind of naturally fits together. Okay, they were missing Durant. Now what are they going to do now that Durant's back? And then maybe Durant comes back. He's rusty for a game. But even if the Warriors got in an 0-2 hole, I wouldn't be too worried about it. But I do got to say I like the Raptors today. So, oh, we got another call here. Caller?
Yeah, I got a couple more things. I noticed in Game 1, Golden State, they 4-0. So if they lose today, they'd be 4-1, like Oakland.
So, all right, so let me think about that. They're 4-0 in Game 1. Is that for, well, what's that for, NBA Finals or?
NBA Finals.
In the last 4 years?
Since Golden State's been to the, finals.
Okay, because they played Cleveland 4 years in a row. So the last 4 years, they were 1-0.
You said what now?
Well, I'm just thinking they've been to more than 4 finals, so it must be the last 4 years because they've gone to the last 4 finals, right?
Right. So this is that 5th one. That's the 4-1. And then I seen you said Toronto can get their 41st playoff win or all-time playoff win or something, right?
I said they can get their 71st win of the season. 71 is the 20th prime. We have 20-date numerology.
Yeah, I thought you said they can go it was 41 and 11.
Oh,
I know you had a stat.
Oh, hold on. Let me get it back up here. I know what you're saying. The Raptors are 40 and 11 at home versus. Wait a minute. Oh, that's for the season. So they could get their 41st win today for the season. Golden State's 41.
Right, and then make them 4-1 in Game 1. And then also, Steve Kerr's at 401 all-time wins, so he can stay at the 41.
Sure.
And then also about the Ayesha Curry, you said it's a 69. It's a 69 day of the birthday. Warriors can stay at 69 wins of the season plus the playoffs.
That's it. That's right. That is right.
So yeah, it's really a lot of lined up, but that's all I had.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm taking Toronto tonight. All right. Appreciate it, man. All right, thanks. Okay, so yeah, Toronto looks like the call tonight. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put up the review video. I'm going to review the NBA playoff game, all of the baseball games today. But it's a tight spread. It's a 1-point spread, so it doesn't even really matter if you take the points or not. But Raptors look like the team to get it done tonight. And oh, hold on. We got another caller. What's up, caller?
Hey, Zach, this past playoff series against Portland, I heard one of the announcers say that the Warriors were 16-1 in game ones. I guess that covers the last, including this year, the last 5 years. 16-1, so that means they can go either 17-1 in game ones or 16-2 in game ones.
16-2. 16 well, that reminds me of 162 baseball number. Okay.
Okay, so I just wanted to throw that out there quick for the golf. I looked up Phil Mickelson. He has, I think, 44 PGA Tour wins. Rory McIlroy has 15. Jason Day has 12. Hope that helps you golf Decode. All right, brother.
Appreciate that. Thanks, man. I feel like I saw a 171 somewhere today. All right. I'm glad he called in with that, but it's like, what is it? What did I see? Is there a 171 out there? Oh, I know one more thing I needed to do, actually. I needed to check Curry's record versus the Raptors and Kawhi's versus the one more thing I got to do here. Steph Curry, we're going to get a splits here. His all-time record versus the Toronto. I'll be out real soon. Okay, let me see. Hold on, that's not what I want. Here's what I want. Okay. Hold on. Oh, it won't matter. So Curry is 15-2 against the Raptors for his career. 15-2. If he lost, he'd be 15-3. 153 is the 17th triangular number, NBA. I'm going to make a note about this up here. You can think about this. This could be a big clue for where the finals end as well. Curry is 15-2 against Toronto for his career. And what about Kawhi Leonard? Golden State. He is 13-6. 13-6. If he lost, he'd be 13-7, kind of like 137, the 33rd prime NBA Finals 33. All right, let me see. Kawhi Leonard is 13-6 versus. You know what? Hold on. That might not include playoffs here. No, I need both for this. Actually, his numbers are going to be different now. 17-9. 17-9. 17-9. Okay. All right. I'm not going to let that change my opinion. There's just too much 30 to go against the Raptors tonight. So we will leave it there, and I'm going to put up the review video, and I'll just say good luck from there. So be back tomorrow, same time, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. Look for the review video, and tonight I will review the golf, see if we can get some big clues for the rest of the tournament ahead. All right, take care, Truth Seeker.